Okay, it's 4:04 PM, June 30th, 2026. I'd like to go ahead and call the Civil Service Commission to order. Ms. Van Blargen, could you take the roll call, please?
Chair Cantrell,
Present.
Vice Chair Paul, Commissioner McLaughlin. She's on her way. Commissioner Tilka, Commissioner Hoppy. Four is present. There she is.
Could you do the roll call for Dr. McLaughlin again, please?
For the record, Judith Ann McLaughlin has arrived.
Running to the.
That's a nice dress. All right, could we go ahead and see if there is anybody that would like to give public comment at this time? Okay, let's move forward. Can we go ahead and do the approval of the minutes, please?
I move to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I second.
Commissioner Hoff, Commissioner McLaughlin,
Approve.
Vice Chair Paul,
Approved.
Commissioner Tilka,
Approve.
Chair Cantrell.
Approved.
The motion carried 5-0.
Okay, there we go. Ms. Powers, would you mind going to give us the HR report, please?
Sure. For our open positions, we have a couple with our HR or our recruiter. One's going to be the building official, which is ridiculously hard to get right now. Apparently, there is a trend that building officials are going to the third parties to get paid more with the private parties, and then they contract with the cities, which is what we're doing now. So we're still looking, but it is unfortunately a little bit harder to get a building official. The other one with Renee Norlock is the HR director. We should be getting some candidates back in the next couple weeks, and so we can go forward with that. We've got part-time stormwater ground maintenance, and we've also have a community communications manager, which he did accept the offer yesterday. His background is running, and hopefully he'll start on July 6th. We have also hired a building compliance supervisor, part-time marina attendant, and we have rounded out our recreation summer camp staff. Projects that we're working on right now is I have formalized and reformatted rather the department's SOPs and the safety procedure, which I believe you have in your packet. It is very, very old, so I had to actually retype it. That's how old it was, unfortunately. So we're open to suggestions on getting that changed from you guys, as well as our staff. And then training, we've done our sexual harassment in January. We sent that all to the employees. Cybersecurity, we continue to do that monthly to maintain compliance. And the HR consortium has looked at Pinellas cities to get a couple companies to do some training. I know that they just set up some volunteer and donation trainings, so they're going to keep kind of pushing out those leadership trainings as we can get them. And then we are going to give the rest of the HR director to kind of bring the department from the top to the bottom, get us all together.
Does anybody on the board have questions? Board, commission? Okay.
Nope.
Mr. Helfrich, I know you and I talked earlier, but I'd just like to establish for everybody, the HR director, you're expecting to be on place around before September, is that correct?
I would imagine so. Again, it'll all depend on when we get the 5 candidates, because I think we're going to go with 5. Then we have to interview them all, then give them an offer, and then they come on board. So that would be July, August, September. We should be able to by the end of September, if not before. I'd like them on it as soon as possible. So yes, we will, as soon as we get them, we're gonna grow as fast as we can.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Any other questions? No? Okay. New business. I don't see anything listed under new business unless I overlooked it. Is that correct?
No new business.
No new business? All right. So let's move on to item 7, old business. City of Madeira Beach Safety and Accident Prevention Manual. Mr. Helfrich, do you want to, because in the packet, we have in the document, and then we have the new attachment that's set up on the counter for everybody. And I know everything, the background, so if you want to go ahead, if you would.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and what I did was I looked at the safety manual that we have right now, it's current, and my evaluation of it was that we need to rebuild it. I don't want to start over from scratch because there is some stuff that's in there, but it needs a rebuild, bring it up to date, and it's going to take some work to do. So this is basically what I wrote up here as a directive. Attachment A was to get us to the point of having a new, a rebuilt safety manual that would not conflict with the policy manual, the personnel policy manual, but be allowed to be a standalone that is not conflicting with any other departmental standard operating procedures. So it's a very touchy situation to work our way through it, and I think that I've at least outlined a guideline for us to get through the next 15 months, or not months, 15 weeks. It'll take us about 15 weeks if we get on it now and work our way through it. And you'll see when you get an opportunity to read this through, I can hit some major points of it without reading it to you out loud. Is that what, okay. The purpose of this is to establish a scope, process, deliverables, and a reporting expectation for conducting a management-led review and rebuild of the City of Madeira Beach Safety and Accident Prevention Manual. The reason for the rebuild, we talked about that for a little bit. The current manual contains useful baseline rules, but it definitely needs modernization. The technology that is mentioned in the safety manual and what we have now is really kind of outdated. So we need to get to that point where our technology is up to date with it. The rebuild should distinguish between policy, procedure, training, forms, and technical appendices. Mixing all of these into one undifferentiated manual will make the final product harder to maintain and enforce. Okay, so we don't want any conflicts, but we also want it to be enforceable, and it can't be a step-by-step procedure. It has to be an overview of what we're trying to hit. I will be designating the human resource director as the designated lead on this, but also each of the department heads will have to be able to have their input into this document. At a minimum, the management review shall evaluate the following areas, which is program governance, incident reporting, emergency action and fire prevention, hazardous communication, PPE, respiratory hearing and exposure controls, fleet and mobile equipment, right-of-way and traffic control, excavating and trenching, confined space, lockout, tagout, electrical safety, heat, tools, ladders, shops, and facilities, heat, weather, and storm work, contractor safety, workplace violence, and public contact, and then policy for hierarchy and non-duplication. We do not want to have this duplicated because when we go to modify something, we want it to be modified in one area and not in 3 or 4 different areas. Is there any questions on that? I went through it real quick because I didn't really want to go into a lot of detail. I can if you have questions. Was that?
So we wouldn't officially start until we have that HR director in place.
We're going to start on it to lay the groundwork for the HR director. So I believe that we can get to about, hold on a second.
Step 5. I think you get step 5. That's where,
1, 2, 3. I think, yeah, I was right on the same page. We can do the organize and inventory, department head review. Probably down to about 5 before we get to the draft framework. So I think we can get to that before it. So that almost puts us about when we'll get the HR director.
I'd agree.
So I can get this, a lot of this started and moving forward.
Who's gonna be interviewing the department directors?
The HR?
Well, because that's step 2 is
I think he means prior to when HR is on board, who's going to do it, correct?
Yeah, I will be doing that
Okay,
with,
yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the HR director. Yeah, I'll start getting the directors prepared for what is the next step. They'll see what this is, this document, and they're going to start following it in that manner. But I will interview them, see what they have already in place. I have not seen that yet, but I will get all that information from them and working. Yeah.
And Jerry, is what they have in place what we've looked at a few times over the last
Oh, yeah.
several months, the various?
what's currently in place is I think it's a 2015 policy, and it needs revision. That
Yes,
rebuild is,
it's
yeah.
yeah, hold on a second.
It was a 2015 revision, correct?
I think it's 2007.
You think it's 2007?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
You'll see the highlighted adoption there. That is just a placeholder because I basically modeled it after our EOP plan, so it's kind of formal. It's
Yeah.
standard.
I think the document is like what did you say, 2000?
I think 2007.
2007, 2008,
yeah.
I believe so. It does say here adopted 6/11, but I am,
No, that's my placeholder. That's why it's highlighted in yellow.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, it's interesting because one of the things you actually have listed in this is revision processes, so that we know actually when was it adopted in the future. So,
Yeah, I think that this will, this is going to cover a lot of documents that are going to start coming out in the departments, and that is standard operating procedures and that thing, and that sort of, which will have a revision portion to it. Right now, we're developing them department by department, so they are on their way. It's just a longer process than the safety one. I'm glad to come in that and have a personnel manual policies. So that is a good start, and we're on our way to modernization.
questions, anyone? Questions?
Sounds good.
I've got one that I'd like to ask, and it's item 7, the immediate interim controls to consider. That'll start immediately, correct?
Which one?
Number 7, item number 7. Update emergency contacts,
Oh,
workers'
yes, yes,
compensation
yes.
reporting, hazard analysis, traffic controls, excavation, trenching work, so, the trenching stuff, that's, just those things where the immediate, because it says immediate, just want to make sure that starts soon.
Yes. What I wanted to do is make sure I understand. Yes, those will all be looked at probably within, immediate.
Okay. Probably before September.
Yes, definitely before September.
All right. Okay. Anyone else? No? Okay. All right. So I think we all look forward to getting an update in September and see where it's at and how it's going. Yeah. Okay. Everybody okay to move on to the progress report, number 8? This is going really fast, guys. I do not know what to think. Okay. All right. Okay. Number
We
8.
almost missed half the meeting.
Progress report. Is that you, Ms. Van Blargen? Do you have that?
Yes, sir. For the first section, items to be scheduled for discussion and continued discussion. Of course, you can see I put a synopsis on there, what hasn't been discussed yet and what will be coming back. That's when you asked that it be come back. Like today, the Madeira Beach Safety Manual and the Accident Prevention Manual, and that's the one that the city manager gave an update on. The individual department policies, you had reviewed those and for uniformity, and then asked that they come back after they do their revisions. And then the next section is when you had your meetings on each one of those and what it states in the minutes of what your outcome was. Like the City of Madeira Beach Safety and Accident Prevention Manual, you visited that on August the 5th, 2025. And also the individual department procedures. And these are what you listed that you wanted to see in the individual department procedures, was to create consistent section numbering across all departments, establish uniform formatting and organization, include effective dates and revision information, remove specific employee names and use position titles, ensure procedures are regularly reviewed and updated, organize related information together, make information about reporting deadlines and submission requirements clearer, use sections rather than page numbers for cross-reference. And it says the commission asks that the department policies be brought back to them with the recommended changes for review. Of course, we wanted to wait until the new city manager got on board, so he's on top of that now and working with the different departments on getting their department procedures in order and updating and following what you all had recommended that they do to make them all look alike, besides the verbiage. And December the 2nd, 2025, you visited the exit interview for voluntary resignations, new job descriptions format by the Garing Group, legal advice for employees moving to exempt status, department procedures, monitor the implementation and compliance with personnel policy. And then on the 4/21, we did the employee, for 26, we did the employee safety and incident response protocols. You did the Civil Service Commission inquiries regarding personnel policy implementation, where you would meet quarterly and, and check to see if there was, I guess the HR or the city manager would let you know if there's encountering any issues with verbiage of personnel policy or whatever, which they may need to change or update so that it works. Because it's a new policy that was adopted April 2nd, 2025. And then you visited the drug-free workplace policy, which Attorney Eschenfelder had explained that the drug-free workplace policy was incorporated in the new personnel policy. So that made that one obsolete. So the new one is in the personnel policy. And then, of course, the City of Madeira Beach Safety and Accident Prevention Manual, and that did come back to you today. And going to go forward with that one. And the hearing officer agreements, those did get approved at the regular meeting in June. So those are approved, and they approved both attorneys. And you wanted HR to revisit the extra interview for voluntary resignations and developing a standardized approach. Then the completed items, of course, we did the same night on April the 2nd, after many workshop meetings with civil service and joint meetings with the Board of Commissioners, and then 2 public hearings with the Board of Commissioners. They adopted the new employee personnel handbook, the Civil Service Commission rules, which was updated, and then the special magistrate ordinance regarding grievance hearings. And that's what the hearing officer agreements apply to. that'll now go to the special magistrate, or to those hearing officers, not special magistrate, but hearing officers. And then you had made recommendation changes to the new job descriptions. And I know that the directors was updating them according to what their employees actually do. And I think the formatting of it was going to change, and I think they're waiting on the new HR to arrive for that. And then exit interview for voluntary resignations, they covered that. And then Madeira Beach drug-free workplace policy, which we said is incorporated in the new personnel policy. And then, of course, your Civil Service Commission continued duties that will continue as long as you are a Civil Service Commission.
Anyone have questions or comments?
Nope.
Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for putting this together. I feel proud of all that we accomplished. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can you just remind me, just a point of information, did we say we were going to forward this report over to the commissioners to be in their packet, or just assume that they were following our meetings, minutes, and packets on their own?
No, I wanted to review it with you today, and then it'll go as an update as part of my monthly report to the commission on the regular meetings.
Thank you.
So is everybody okay for her to take it forward?
Yes.
Yeah. Dr. Tilka?
Yes.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. All right. Take it forward.
Right.
Yeah, I've got one question.
It makes us look good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, it's interesting, when I look at it on paper, I'm like, we did do a lot.
You did do a lot. 2 years' worth. You accomplished a lot. It's a lot of hard work.
The item C on page 71 of the packet, Mr. Helfrich. Item C on page 71. And it doesn't matter if Chief Belk's follow up with you or anything, but could you please verify, if it hasn't been done yet, that that Concentra is adhering to the current policy rather than the outdated 2007 policy for a drug-free workplace? There were concerns. Mr. Eschenfelder, can you speak to that, what the concerns were? Well, I know we wanted to make sure that it was appropriate testing for the appropriate people, but I don't know the exact wording.
I'm sorry, concerns over what?
It's on page 71 of the packet, item C, City of Madeira Beach drug-free. Chief Belk agreed to follow, it's the last sentence. Chief Belk agreed to follow up with the new city manager to ensure that contractor Concentra was adhering to the current policy rather than an outdated 2007 policy.
Oh, well, I guess, so the city contracted with this provider to administer our drug-free workplace program, but I just was concerned that the provider likely is in possession or was in possession of the 2007 version. And so since that version isn't applicable anymore, Chief Belk was charged with just making sure that the provider receives the chapter of the personnel policy that includes the current drug-free workplace policy so it knows what it's enforcing.
I'm not sure that he has. Actually, he has not. So I will go ahead and follow up on that. I'll take that on and make sure. I'm pretty sure that they are following the guidelines for a drug-free workplace. As that
Honestly, I would
changes.
say more the job descriptions is probably the hang-up for that, because some of the physical requirements for some of the positions, if they don't pass the physical, they may not be able to do that job. So the job descriptions are actually something that I think is really important that we need to do, especially for things like recreation, public works, and stuff like that.
I'm confused. We were talking about drug-free, but job descriptions, and how do those two tie together? I'm confused.
Concentra does both of them. They do they do the same thing. They do the drug testing and physicals, so it's kind of a package deal.
Okay.
So they do the drug testing based on just all the drugs that are there, I guess. They don't really have, we don't tell them to not do certain testing, if you will. But I will make sure that they get this current policy.
Okay. Attorney Eschenfelder, do you think that that would serve the city well just by giving him that? Is there anything else you'd like us to do? Make sure we follow up with?
Well, the current policy has what we wish to test for, which I have no idea is consistent or not with the 2007 policy. And I'm not real sure, when you say they test for what they're supposed to test for and we don't really tell them, that's not really how it works. We are supposed to tell them. We're the employer, and we're supposed to tell them what our policy is. In particular, I hope that we have told them to stop the process of pre-employment testing for all job candidates.
We
Because
tell
that-
them who to test and who not to test, correct?
Okay, all right, yeah. So I just think they need to, because there's a lot of detailed procedures in the new policy about what the medical review officer does and doesn't do, all that, how the employee is informed of a positive, how the employee gets to appeal. I don't know that the 2007 policy covers that or covers it in the same way. So all I'm saying, if Chief Belk didn't do it, is that the 2025 policy needs to be provided to the vendor, and the vendor just needs to be told, do this from now on.
We'll get with the rep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And I want to just clarify one thing. Thank you for thanking me, but it was really Ms. Van Blargen that did it.
You all that gave me the information to put in it.
All right.
All that hard work you did. Appreciate it.
All right. Any other questions or concerns on the progress report? Nope. All right. Next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 22nd at 4 p.m. Is that still okay for everybody?
Good for me?
I don't hear anyone raising a concern, so sounds like that's good. Okay.
It's good for me.
Mr. Helfrich, you have any concerns or questions before we?
Not at this time. Nope.
Dr. Hoff?
No, I was just saying the date was fine with me.
Okay, Mr. Paul?
No further concerns?
Dr. McLaughlin?
Just a point of privilege, I'd like to introduce a special guest who is visiting.
Yes.
I'd like to introduce a special guest who is visiting from Belarus, a Fulbright scholar at University of South Florida in Tampa campus. He's in my department, the School of Interdisciplinary Global Studies, but this is the first time we've had a chance to meet. But he studies government, and I was like, oh, you know what? You should come and see our government in the sunshine here as an example of municipal government in Florida. So anyway, I just wanted to introduce and thank our guests for being here to observe our meeting.
Welcome.
Welcome to Florida.
All right, there we go. Dr. Tilka?
Yes, I'm fine.
You're fine. Ms. Van Blargen? Any concerns or
See
issues?
you all for the next meeting.
I'm ready for the next
And I
meeting.
did, as you had mentioned before, I am working on a class for, like like labor attorney related, just for training for like civil service. And because the Clerks Association has me to do different trainings for them, and I'm doing a public records management training. We are having the the Ethics Commission training in July the 15th. So I hope you signed up, and if you can, come to that. Appreciate that. But the other training to sort of help you in the labor part, whatever, just things on the job, whatever, I'm working on setting that up, so for your training. So it'll probably be like 2 hours or 3 hours, and I might be able to get it online, webinar style.
Sounds exciting.
But I didn't forget,
It will be.
and I'll
very
add that
exciting
to
and
the
interactive.
progress report.
It's all right. Ms. Powers, do you have any concerns?
Nope, nothing. Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day. Attorney Eschenfelder?
I'm concerned about how this meeting went by so fast.
Quite
We're not
pleasant,
giving
isn't
a
it?
good presentation
Yeah.
for our guest visitor.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm all-
I'm sorry, Mr.
Usually these are 2-hour meetings, so.
Yeah, 2 minimum. Okay. All right, it's 4:33 PM and the Civil Service Commission meeting is adjourned.